When you look at the latest drama surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, it's hard to ignore how one issue keeps coming back again and again: security. The conversation exploded once more after reports that Harry was deeply frustrated over not automatically receiving the same level of protection during discussions about a potential visit to Australia. And honestly, this isn't just another small royal headline. This goes straight to the heart of the biggest question surrounding the Sussexes since they walked away from royal duties. Do they still expect royal privileges while living as private public figures? The reality is that when Harry and Meghan stepped down from their roles in 2020, the rules changed immediately. Working members of the royal family receive state-funded protection because they perform official duties on behalf of the monarchy. Once the couple left that system and relocated to California, that automatic protection ended. Government officials made it clear that security decisions would now be handled differently, based on risk assessments rather than royal status alone. Yet years later, the issue refuses to die, and every time a trip or appearance is mentioned, the debate erupts all over again. What makes this particular situation more explosive is the perception that Harry's frustration reflects a deeper struggle with the consequences of the life he chose. Supporters say he is justified after all. He remains one of the most recognizable royal figures in the world and has spoken openly about security concerns for his family. But critics say something very different. They argue that Harry wants the freedom of independence while still benefiting from the royal system he criticized so heavily. And that contradiction is exactly why every security dispute becomes headline news. Of course, it is impossible to talk about this controversy without mentioning Meghan. Since the couple first stepped back from royal life, commentators have often pointed to Meghan Markle as a major influence behind many of their decisions. Some observers claim her push for independence from royal traditions set the stage for the conflicts they now face. They argue that by rejecting the structure of the institution while maintaining a global celebrity platform, Meghan and Harry placed themselves in a complicated position, one where expectations clash with reality. But there is another layer here that makes the debate even more intense. The Sussex brand has been built partly on telling their own story through interviews, documentaries, and public speaking. That approach has kept them constantly in the spotlight. Critics say that maintaining such a high public profile naturally raises questions about security demands. If you want global attention, they argue, you also accept the risks that come with being a celebrity rather than a state-protected royal. And that is where the tension becomes almost impossible to ignore. On one side, Harry insists that the threats against him did not disappear when he left royal duties. On the other side, governments insist that public resources cannot automatically protect someone who no longer represents the state. The clash between those two positions has fueled legal battles, media debates, and endless public arguments about entitlement and responsibility. For many royal watchers, the controversy surrounding the Australia trip is less about one visit and more about the bigger picture. The Sussexes are trying to define a completely new role: not quite royal, not quite ordinary celebrity. But the world hasn't fully accepted what that role actually looks like. And until that question is settled, every disagreement over things like security will feel like another chapter in the same unresolved story. So whether you support Harry's concerns or believe critics have a point, one thing is clear: the conversation isn't going away anytime soon. The moment the Sussexes plan another international appearance, the same question will return: who should be responsible for protecting them, and what exactly does their status mean now? And as long as that answer remains unclear, the drama surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will keep dominating headlines.